Good evening, folks. Tonight we got this My Father the Judge. It's a box pressed cigar from My Father. It's pretty good. When I first tried the My Father line, I was not a big fan, but I've grown to like them for sure. Um, got some Maker's Mark over here tonight. I'm drinking it with, and I don't know. It rained. It's been hot. I was going to try to make a video over the weekend, but it was hot as heck. And even the past couple nights, Sunday night and Monday night, I came out here and it was just too damn hot. But tonight, we had a pretty big rainstorm, and right now, I don't know what the temperature is, but it's freaking beautiful out here right now. It's got a breeze. Um, I don't know. Anyway, this Cigar Aficionado gave it a 98 score. It was Cigar of the Year, from what I read. Um, like I said, when I first tried My Father, I didn't like. I don't even know which one it was, but I did not like it, and I went a long time and didn't buy any more. But then I kept hearing how good they were, so I went back to them, and now I'm kind of a fan. Uh, we'll see how this is. I don't think I've had one. Oh, finally ran out of fuel. But this thing here, Amazon, 21 bucks, awesome. Again, don't get anything for it, just a good deal. I have smoked a ton of cigars with that lighter, and it finally ran out of fuel. This goes back to when we were on our beach trip. So I don't know. I wish I kept track, but it lit a bunch of cigars. Cutters still work fine. I've really only used the V cut side. It has a guillotine cutter. I haven't tried it. Well, I used it once. Haven't used the punch, and of course, it's got a little rest here on top. Pretty nice. 20 bucks, can't beat it. I'll have to put some more fuel in it though. But I always bring a backup because I figured at some point it's going to run out. It has a pretty big flame. I thought it'd run out long before now. But this My Father's pretty good. Like I said, I don't know what the heck. I wish I remember what it was the first one I smoked. I just was like, this is not for me, and I never went back to them. But a guy I work with kind of likes them. I said, let me give it another try. And um, so I don't really look up the tasting notes on these things, but I try to look up a little bit about them before I talk about them on here. So because I don't want it to influence me, I like to just see what I find with these things. So this is the My Father the Judge. It's considered full bodied, which I can see. Only smoked a little bit of it so far, but so far so good. It's got a, let's see, Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper, Corojo and Carrillo Nicaraguan binder. It's a 98 rated by Cigar Aficionado, number one cigar of the year. Um, so far so good. Not real peppery, not real spicy. Kind of leather, kind of back in the day, baseball mitt. People my age, they didn't play soccer. Baseball or football were the two things. I was more of a baseball guy, and kind of reminds me of a baseball glove. And if you know what I'm talking about, that ain't bad. Pretty good. See why it was a 98. Nothing off putting about it so far. Um, little bit of espresso, chocolate, like a coffee, chocolate-ish. More of a coffee. I wouldn't say too much chocolate, but we kind of like that espresso taste. If you've had espresso, some of the guys that work for me in Gainesville, they got I think he's Puerto Rican and one's Cuban. So they like to make coffee in the afternoon. They make that espresso, and of course, it's a little rivalry about who makes the best. But either one, they're both pretty good to me. I enjoy them. To the redneck palate I got. So it's always a good trip. I go down there on Fridays normally, but good folks down there, good people, good. I love going down there. Um, yeah, pretty good. So I had a bottle kill tonight of the Maker's Mark 2026. I think I've had the 24 and a couple of bottles of the 25. I think a couple of bottles of 24. This is the 2026. I think it's a 5-year series, so I guess there's 2 more years coming. We'll see. But damn good bottle. I was somewhere yesterday. Oh, so at my Gainesville office, there's a liquor store across the street in the shopping center, and for a small store, they have pretty good selection of store picks and allocated bottles. So on my lunch break, I didn't really eat lunch. I went down to the gas station and got gas, washed the car, washed the truck, and got like a Cliff Bar. And then I went down to I said, I'm going to go to the liquor store. My wife, she enjoys a little champagne, nothing fancy, that brute. It's cheap champagne, but she likes it. And I'll see what they got because I ain't been there in a couple of months, really. And I walk in, and there's a Jack Daniels 10-year sitting on the shelf. And at first I said, I don't care what it costs, I'm going to buy it. And I thought, nope, not doing that. If you remember, I talked about the bottle I walked away from at the store right up the street here, and kicked myself over it. At the same time, I refused to pay more than MSRP ish. So I asked the guy, and I kind of know him because I bought a lot of stuff from him. He's a pretty good, it's an Indian fella, Indian from India, and pretty good guy. I had some conversations with him. Um, but I said, how much is the Jack 10 there? And he goes, and I had missed it. I walked in, I kind of looked behind him on the wall, and I had a lot of good allocated stuff, but most of it I had, nothing too wonderful. Some stuff I didn't really care about. So I went around and looked, and there was a bottle of tequila I'm looking for, and they didn't have it. So as I'm leaving, I picked up a bottle of what was it? I can't remember what it was now. But I picked up a bottle of champagne and another bottle of bourbon. I can't remember what it was. And I see the Jack 10 sitting. I'm like, how did I miss that? So I said, how much for the Jack 10? And I'm not sure what MSRP I think for the Jack 10 is, like $79, but don't quote me on that. And I think he said it was 109, which I think the one here was like 149. So I immediately said, doable. I said, I'll take it. And he goes, well, you got to buy a store pick with it. So this store has some really good store picks. I bought several of them over the years. And they had one. It's what's that bourbon company from Utah? Smoke Wagon, I think. I don't remember. But they've got a pretty good double rye store pick that's damn good. I've had 3 bottles of it. I still got one in there. I said, well, I'll buy that one. And he goes, well, we got these. There's a Graybeards Bourbon Club, I think, in Gainesville. And he's had one that's, I don't know, had something to do with, I couldn't hardly understand him. Something to do with Eagle Rare bottles, and one with Stag. And I bought the one with Eagle Rare bottles, was a little bit cheaper. I don't remember what I paid for it, but it's got a pretty cool. Of course, being from Florida, and my wife and daughter's going to University of Florida. It's got like a gator on the label. I just said screw it. I'll buy it. I'll buy it. So I got that bottle of Jack 10, and man, it was so happy. I tried it that night. That was Friday night. Damn good bottle. I'm gonna probably drink it this weekend, maybe on Friday night. We'll see what happens, but dude, worth worth every penny, and just as good as people tell you it is. Even the wife, I gave it to her. I said, "Hey, why don't you give this a try?" Loved it. So looking forward to it. In the meantime, this thing's pretty good. Nothing real spicy about it. Kind of like if you bought a cigar and said, "I want a cigar," this is what you want it to be. I'm trying to think. A little bit of coffee. Nothing off putting at all. So I guess it deserves that 98 rating from Cigar Aficionado. By the way, if you into cigars, a friend of mine who smokes a lot of cigars, he texted me the other day. He goes, "Hey man, did you know Cigar Aficionado?" Which I've got a subscription to the magazine. They got a podcast now that just came out, and so I said, "Oh, let me try it." So far, so good. They're only about 20 minutes, 20 to 25 minutes each. I don't know how many they've had so far, but I've almost listened to all of them, and I'm enjoying it. Pretty good information. They talk about how they review the cigars. If you're familiar with Cigar Aficionado, they've got the ratings of different styles and types, and all their ratings are done unbanded, so they don't know what it is they're smoking. So it kind of goes to show you that the Cubans. Everybody talks about how I've never had a Cuban cigar. It's on my bucket list. I wish I could get one. I've never come across one. I don't know even how you get one. And from what these guys said, they've gotten very expensive. But I really want to try one. But they've said that some of them are very good, but they don't always beat the New World cigars, American companies, um, Nicaraguan, um, Dominican. So, and if you follow the magazine, you see, well, yeah, they don't always rate the best. I mean, sometimes they do, but a lot of times they do, sometimes they don't. But for the price they've become, I don't know. We'll see. But if I came across one, I'd probably pay for it because I've never had one. I'd like to say I've had a Cuban cigar, but never come across one in my time. But one day, like everything else, just like this Jack 10, it'll happen. Um, so far, so good. And of course, I think I've talked about this 2026 before. Um, the liquor store, I think the one in Gainesville that I just talked about, and I think the one up here has still got these 2026s. I'm going to buy another one, which, like I said, that's an indication that it's pretty good if you're wanting to buy another one. Um, Looking forward to what else they come out with. Maker's Mark was not. I got a cousin who got me into bourbon and cigars a little bit years ago. He's a huge Maker Mark guy. Didn't really wasn't a huge fan, but as I've the more I've drank, I've got a pretty large collection in there, and I find myself going to these Maker Marks pretty often. So apparently, I like it. So we'll see. Very good, very good. Um, so there's a guy. Kind of what I want to talk about today is comment section online. Um, I'm looking for feedback. So if you guys have anything to say, please let me know. But if you're spending any time online, you realize we got a neighborhood Facebook page, and somebody will post something, and the comments are just full of freaking assholes. It's just amazing how bold people get when you don't have to see them face to face. It's that keyboard warrior mentality, I guess. So my wife was talking about it yesterday, and she goes, yeah, it's kind of like road rage. You know, you feel safe in your car, so you're willing to flag people birds and tailgate them and do all the crazy shit people do. But the minute you somebody stops and confronts them, they turn into a big, pussy, because you never know who you're dealing with. And that's kind of like these Facebook comments, um, or even I guess YouTube for that matter. So I was watching this guy watch his bourbon channel. I like him. He's got a similar palate to mine, but I'm not the biggest fan of him. He can be a little douchey, we'll say that. But I watch his channel. I subscribe, and I try to support everybody. I subscribe and like people's stuff, and comment when I have something. But one thing I don't do is I'm not an ass. I don't make negative comments just to talk shit. This guy, um, he went to, I don't know how he does it. He finds he's got a huge bourbon collection, all this allocated stuff he gets for MSRP. I don't know if he has a hookup or what, but he says he buys a lot of it at Walmart liquor, Publix liquor. He lives down in Orlando, I think, and Walgreens liquor store, which down here Walgreens sometimes have a liquor store, believe it or not. Walgreens, if you're not familiar with it, is a like a drugstore, but I think in St. Augustine, the one there is a liquor store. I don't think I've ever been in it, but places like that generally, if they get an allocated bottle, it's not going to be like at your little liquor store where they're going to charge $700 for it. It'll be MSRP ish. So he bought a bottle of I think it was a double Eagle Rare. I don't even know. It's some crazy bottle of Eagle Rare. He paid, I don't know, almost four. We'll just say $4,000 for it. I think it was 3,000 something. He'd never seen it. They had two bottles of it for somehow at the store. He decided to splurge and buy him a bottle, and that's MSRP ish apparently for this double Eagle Rare. I don't know. I don't really know much about it, but I'm the type, I would never pay that for a bottle of liquor. That's just ridiculous. But if you buy it, good on you. I hope you like it, and tell me what it's like. And man, I'd love to love to try it. But I don't hate on people because they spend their money on something they want to buy. Um, why do I care? I don't have to pay for it. It's not my problem. I don't like the secondary market. It pisses me off that people go and buy bottles at a liquor store and go immediately go in the parking lot and post it on for sale. That's bullshit. I can't stand that. I mean, whatever, you do what you want to do, but that pisses me off. But if you go to Walmart and buy you a bottle for MSRP for $3,000 and you can afford it for what. And he doesn't big time. He made a big point of going, look, dude, I know this is a crazy purchase. I've never seen it. I know I would probably never find it for that MSRP price. So I just went ahead and bought it. And he's got a pretty big bourbon channel, so he's monetized. He's probably making pretty good money off of it. I don't know his financial situation, but he bought it. Good for him. Drink it and tell me what it's like. But I said, I wonder what people think, because I know people are assholes. So I went to the comments and I said, let me just scroll it. Most people said, hey, man, congratulations. Good for you. That's all you need to say. You didn't pay for it. What the fuck do you care? But there was a bunch of people who said, man, you're privileged. You're this, you're that. You're stupid. You're an idiot for buying that. Dude, what if you don't have anything? Did you not grow up here? And if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. That's the same thing with these neighborhood Facebook pages. People get on there and people post about something, and there's some assholes. It is more than one. Got to post their dumbass opinion on everything, and you're like, can you just not just keep scrolling if you don't agree with it or don't like it? Apparently not. But you know, Like I said, the guy's a little bit of a douche, but he's pretty. I like him. Um, so why do you got to hate on him for buying a bottle that he really wanted and he's been looking for and he came across, and good for him. And he didn't pay secondary for it. He paid apparently what the going rate was at Walmart. I don't know. And what do you care? Why do you feel that the need to insert your negativity on that man's life? I don't want to buy the bottle. I would not buy the bottle. So I enjoy actually watching him buy it and drink it and tell me what he thinks of it. It didn't cost you nothing. Why do you feel the need to do that? But people do. Um, I think it's a nature. It's a symbol of our world nowadays. There's not enough. There's a lot of anonymity on the internet, so you get to talk shit and say whatever you want, and there's no repercussions. And because I guarantee you, if people saw this guy in person, they would not tell him that. But hey, that's it. That's the world we live in. I don't understand it. I see a whole hell of a lot of shit I don't agree with on the internet, on social media. Just keep scrolling. If I really get pissed, I block the people and just don't watch them or unsubscribe or. But I don't need to go in there and tell them. It just that's what they do. That's fine, to each their own. But people can't let it go. It's a shame. But hey, buddy, I'm happy for you for getting that bottle, and let us know what you think. The first day he was so excited, he posted a short video about him getting the bottle. He's supposed to review it here coming up, but so we'll see. Anyway, guys, so far I got through the first third of this thing. Got a pretty good burn on it for me running my mouth and not keeping up with it. Um, the label on it's pretty nice. All these My Fathers are pretty good. Like I said, I wish I could remember that first one I smoked. I was not a fan of it. Maybe for years, for like a year or two, I never bought another one. Well, it's starting to rain a little bit. I don't know if you can see it in the pool. It is freaking beautiful out here tonight. I don't know. I wanted to make a video over the weekend, and even last night I poked my head out here. I was going to make a video, but it was like 100 freaking degrees. It was Satan's ass crack out here, and I just like, no, I'm not doing it. But I poked my head out tonight, and I'm like, this is the night. This is the night. But now it starts raining, so of course. But hey, guys, it is Tuesday night. We'll see what the week brings. Tell me what you think of My Father's cigars. If you enjoy them, if you don't, if you know the one I disliked, if there's something on there, I don't really know what the hell it was, but I wish I could remember. But this Judge, damn good. Like I said, it's box pressed, I guess, lightly. Um, like I said, got a 98 rating from Cigar Aficionado, so I see why. I like a little bit more of a chocolate flavor to it, more of a Maduro, like a stronger. But I could see why it's a good cigar. There's nothing off-putting about it. There's nothing when you puff on it, you go, yeah, I don't really like that. Damn good cigar. And that's what cigars are, personal preference. What do you like? What do you enjoy? Not always what everybody else enjoys, but hey. Anyway, you guys have a good evening. I hope you're having a good week. I'm going to make another video later this week. Hopefully, it won't be so freaking hot. And we'll see what brings. I got to go to Orlando tomorrow to do some things for work. Got a little road trip. And we'll have the grandkids tomorrow night, I guess. But I'll be back. You guys, I appreciate everything. I hope you take care of yourselves. Um, drink what you like, smoke what you like, buy what you like. Don't worry about what other people think. If it's, more than other people want to spend, screw them. If you could afford it, buy it. If you want to drink your shit on ice, if you want to put a Coke in it, don't care. That's on you. You bought it. You drink it how you like it. Um, anyway, you guys have a good evening. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.